Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we want to talk about the DSLR.
The DSLR? Which one is that one?
She
means the DLSS.
Yeah, I forgot. I never
DSLR. I was like,
wait,
what camera? What camera thing? Like, did something happen with a camera recently?
I'm here to translate, Emily, for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Hey, it's early.
I've only had one cup of coffee, so I'm still like.
I had zero because I don't drink coffee.
My translation layer has not turned on yet.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the JRPG Pursuit, your JRPG podcast for all things JRPGs. I'm Brandon.
I'm Abdallah.
And I'm Emily.
And I don't know if you have been on Twitter or the internet in general the past couple of weeks. Has it even been that long? I don't know. Time is a flat circle, but
last week.
Last week. You've come across, no doubt, the letters DLSS followed by the number 5. And you've seen people's feelings about that. I did not know it completely. Like, I'd heard of DLSS before, but I didn't know what it. I mean, it was related to graphics, but this was a new thing, and people were mad about it to a level that I hadn't really seen before. Well, that's not true. I've seen people be really mad at things on the internet, but like this was a high level of mad, right?
Yeah. Or just a graphics card thing, right?
Yeah, it's like, so apparently, and maybe you guys can fill in the gaps on my knowledge here a little bit, but like apparently it's just a setting or some kind of function that can kind of artificially, intelligently change graphics,
geometry or something to change light.
So DLSS in general is kind of like, okay, so like there's DLSS is NVIDIA's upscaling / like AI usage to help kind of bridge the gap between what hardware can do and how expensive hardware can be to what graphics need to be sometimes with some of these games. So NVIDIA's got DLSS, AMD's got FSR, even the PlayStation has the PSSR version of that. And so basically it's like doing upscaling. So you're coming in at a smaller resolution, and then it's using AI to kind of bridge the gap and make that, let's say, up to 4K. And that way you're using less, it's putting less intensity on the hardware, so you're not getting like low frame rates. And so it's giving you the resolution, but it's also using, it's using AI to predict and also upscale things. So it's not always perfect. And so that's why
and it's been around for a while, right?
Exactly. And like,
yeah, DLSS as a technology has been around for a while, for sure. So this new iteration is, I guess, causing waves because it's kind of, I guess maybe I'll say it sparked a debate about graphics versus art style. Right? Like if an artist sits down and crafts a game, right? They craft the characters, the models, the backgrounds, or whatever.
All that.
Yeah. In this game. And then a third party comes in and alters those in some meaningful way. Like how are we supposed to feel about that? Right? How is the artist supposed to feel about it? How is the customer supposed to feel about it?
To what degree should this be a feature on games that's highlighted? And especially,
obviously like, an optional feature versus just a built-in part of the hardware is another thing, right? We want to think about. But yeah, I mean, looking at some of the pictures, me personally, the thing that kind of wigged me out about it was I was looking at the Resident Evil Requiem and, they have the picture of Grace. And I'm like, that's a different woman. Like, it's like, it's not the same woman anymore. Like, I understand, like, smoothing out textures or like improving lighting or something, but this is a different person. So like, to me, that feels like it's kind of stepping on toes that it shouldn't be. I don't know.
Yeah. Emily, what do you think?
Yeah, I felt the same way. Like, we have plenty of ways to look at the model of Grace, especially like after you beat the game. There's like a gallery you could open up, and I think I opened up one of the things for Grace, and just comparing the two side by side, there's a stark contrast. Yeah, because they kind of added like lipstick to her, and there were some things like, wait, why is it doing this? And so I think a lot of people mistakenly, or maybe correctly, thought there was some sort of AI filter put on her to kind of yazzify her. Because like if you are on Twitter, you see plenty of people. I'll just say people. Yeah, who like to say, "Oh, let's make the women look hotter," right? And they run like an image of some sort of video game screenshot through AI, some AI filter, and it yassifies them. Like, okay, we want our video game woman to look like this.
Yeah.
And as you guys could probably attest to, and I've seen that definitely has created some waves of like, okay, like how far are we going to enable this kind of weirdness, right? Of what character art should look like. And also just when you use these AI filters, right, you kind of strip away unique characteristics of what characters are like. And so they just look unreal and uncanny valley very much.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like, okay, so like back, like you were saying, Emily, in terms of like people on the internet doing stuff, like when Horizon Zero Dawn or Horizon Forbidden West came out, Eloy, the character, people were just like, she's not good looking enough. And so like, you know, you saw these like, so like you saw that, like they took the main image of her and then they yassified it. And so like you created this like, you know, makeup and like almost smoothed out look where it's very AI like generated looking.
It's like they added filler to her too. Like they just did different features. They made her nose more pinched. I'm like, oh, okay.
And that's like the weird thing about DLSS 5 that like really like shocked me, because at first I thought it was a joke. Like when I was running through Twitter, I was like, okay, what is this? Like this doesn't seem real, because like usually DLSS is not there to change the inherent like art of, you know, what they're doing and what the characters look like. It's inherently there to just smooth things out, just to make things like look better from a resolution perspective, and just like, you know, do things that, you know, typical anti-aliasing stuff that would have done on PC gaming for like as long as, you know, they've been around. And so like when we saw this one, and I was like, wait a minute, like it's, you know, the way they hype it up of being like, oh, it's changing the lighting, it's doing all these different things, and then you're like, yeah, I can see that, but it's also put in this like weird like AI filter over that, so it's actually changing the model, which inherently is changing the art direction that the devs have created. I mean,
the background, like it eliminated the fog, which I know a lot of people are upset with as well. Like weird. You're stripping away one thing about, you know, survival horror that's usually inherent, that's creepy. Like why are they doing these choices?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's something too about like the pictures I've seen from like some Bethesda games and obviously the Resident Evil one. Like there's something about, and I have a hard time describing this. There's just something about AI generated people imagery in general. There's this like glossiness, this weird, really off-putting sheen that they have, and you can always tell, at least with the technology the way it is right now, you can always tell when you're looking at an AI generated image, because it has this quality to it that's hard to describe. It's got to be, it's almost like it's some instinctual thing that many of us have, where we can look at something, you know, like ancient humans in the wilderness surviving, right? Like you would develop an instinct for like, oh, this is dangerous, I shouldn't go over here, this isn't good for me. It feels like that. It's like an instinctive thing where it's like
stranger danger.
That's it's like it's off-putting in a way. And so that's why I think there's this fundamental divide between people, where there are people that have that kind of instinctive revulsion to that, and then there are people who just don't, for whatever reason, have that instinctive revulsion.
Yeah, I think part of it is also just the amount of scrutiny you apply on it. Like if you are looking at it for longer, it tends to heighten, right? If you just kind of like, there's plenty of AI, you know, images I'm sure we're all been fooled by, you know, people have been making, and it's like if you just like briefly like look at it, like offhand,
you don't think,
you're like, okay, that's probably real, right?
Yeah.
But if you actually take a time to look at it, like, wait, something's not right. And it's kind of like spot the difference almost, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's part of why there's this divide between the groups of people, is we literally can't understand each other, right? They look at this other group that doesn't have this revulsion to it, looks at this and they're like, this looks great, what are you guys complaining about? And we're like, no, brother, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel, it makes my insides twist up.
It's a little bit
like,
icky, yeah.
It's like the cilantro thing. It's like, how do you describe it to somebody
like
who has
cilantro.
that? Yeah, like how do you describe that to somebody who generally tastes soap when they take like when they eat cilantro? So like it's like you can't really describe it or emphasize that.
Yeah. I think
my thing
part of it too is like how much like accustomed to looking at art you are. You know, I think that's also part of it. Like if you're not
you can develop
as well versed,
a callus to it. Yeah,
exactly. Like I think we all are, you know, pretty into art. Brandon, your wife is an artist.
That's true.
I love art too. I have a art history minor.
Yeah.
And you know, like I I think that's also probably part of the divide.
Yeah. And like, okay, so we've said all that. And the fact is, I think also this was a bad presentation. I think
the worst. I think they made so many mistakes here.
It's not inherently like DLSS 5 is not inherently like a bad thing. It's just this was a really poor choice because they did not work with the devs in terms of like how they were going to like manage this. And I think just a poor decision of how they implemented DLSS 5 in this perspective and showed it off because like, you know, if they give devs time to work with this kind of technology and they can kind of cater the AI, and they can do, you know, as little or as much as they want, and they can focus it in little areas like lighting, shadows, you know, backgrounds, things like that, kind of like, but then also have full creative control over how it kind of upscales and does things like that. Maybe it does things better. So like there's a possibility that the future version of this might be fine, but this was a bad, like,
they pushed it out too soon. I think, you know, for probably shareholder reasons.
There must be. Yeah. It didn't help that the CEO was like, also saying that everyone's wrong.
Yeah, he's gaslighting people.
He's weird.
Like, he's a person.
He's another one of those guys that I'm not
using some words to twist the logic to make it sound like you're wrong when no, that's not the case.
Yeah, he's like gaslighting everybody about it, which is, you know, it's a thing. But
it's a thing.
Like all of this comes into what we thought about talking for this topic in general is like art design. Graphics, JRPGs. Like, where does this all sit? Doesn't matter because, like, JRPGs, no one's caring so much about the frame. Like, you're not looking to get 120 frames all the time because it's not a game that really requires that.
For action
RPGs. But if you're playing a turn-based game, doesn't matter.
No, I'm pretty sure Octopath Zero had 120 frame rate option, and I'm
did.
That's fine, I guess, but like it doesn't really.
I couldn't tell the difference. It was smooth though. I thought
it was very smooth.
The combat looked like great.
For sure,
it does smooth it out. It makes it look a lot better, but it's not going to change the inherent like feel of playing the game.
Right? Yeah. That's. I mean, if the goal of the AI portion of this technology is to make things look more realistic, which I'm sure there's more to it than that, but from the JRPG perspective, right? That's not as big of a deal. Like Claire Obscure Expedition 33 definitely is not anime in appearance, but it's also not hyper realistic either.
No.
It's very stylized, right? So if you took a DLSS 5 AI filter over those characters and scenery, you would, I think, strip so much of the soul of that game away because it was so intentionally designed. It was because like it revolves around artists. And it's not to be too spoilery, but it's about art. It's that game. Right. And definitely if you smooth over those painterly lines, it just, you lose a bit of the soul for sure of the intention of that game.
Yeah. And I'm like worried about how it would affect even like stylized games. Like let's say Persona 5. If this was an option that you couldn't turn off, like let's say if you wanted to use DLSS, but you had to commit to this filter with DLSS.
Not do the step down one. You have to do 5 or nothing, right?
Like, how would that change what an anime aesthetic would look if it tried to take a realistic filter over anime?
It would see Ryuji's pores or something. Like
it would be
that's
horrifying.
Where the memes came from, guys. Have you ever seen one Cloud?
Oh yeah,
his polygon Cloud with the face.
Yes, like all the memes on Twitter right now for that is like exactly how it would turn into.
Yeah.
Like that, we know probably that's not very going to happen if they do roll out GSL. Like, you know,
I'm sure
the 5th one.
No, it won't.
It is funny though. A little bit of the fallback, you know, of a poor presentation.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I do think it's important for people who are repulsed, and I don't think that's too strong of a term, that are repulsed by that sort of stuff, to speak out about it because. Like, even though it was just a bad presentation, and I'm sure the actual technology will be not nearly as ridiculous as that, it's still important to like make sure that NVIDIA and all these other companies know that like you can't do that. Like this is not
art.
Don't start thinking that you found a shortcut because you yassified Grace. Like you didn't find a shortcut to not having to pay artists or whatever. Like it's not going to work in long term for the majority of the audience.
like pushback of using like assets in game that are obviously AI. Like I seen a bunch of screenshots from the recent Crimson Desert
Yeah.
of, you know, them taking paintings and stuff, like, and it was obviously out of AI because the horses are all distorted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of I think even Claire Obscure, like they got a lot of flack because they had a lot of so-called temporary assets in game that they meant to change, but when they launched it, obviously it wasn't changed.
Right.
It just begs to question like how much AI should be in these games, you know, at least as a temporary standpoint versus it's obviously like it's at the full production, like as it releases. You know, I think it's been we're in a weird time setting where AI has been implemented, but not necessarily in the best of ways.
It's very weird because it is sort of extraordinary, like what you can do with AI, but it's also not at the point where you can't tell.
Get away with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think if we get to the point where the technology is so good or so passable as real that you literally can't tell, then I don't know how we even continue to have this conversation because like, how are we going to know it's their word versus ours?
It's already been used too. Like if you think about, you know, blades of grass, like they're not drawing every single blade of grass in Breath of the Wild, for example.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and that's the kind of thing that the technology is great for, right?
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
like wonderful to be able to do that, to fill out the details in a thing that would take an artist, you know, it's like basically eliminating menial art labor, right?
Exactly. Because they could design the grass, but then they can use AI to further elaborate that. So that way they're not sitting there drawing
the leaves
blade.
on a tree.
Every single blade.
Exactly. It's my worry, like, well, my thing on like the whole AI usage in game is that we're in a market right now that, especially from a video game across the whole market, let's say tech and everything like that, is that so many people are losing their jobs. And in the last year, how many layoffs has happened within gaming itself, and how many studios have been, you know, dropped and or disbanded due to things like budgeting and AI usage and things like that, especially with Microsoft and stuff, where they've been very upfront about their AI usage and how they kind of want to downgrade actual artists on this. And so like that's just the use of AI is kind of like a very sensitive subject to a lot of people who are within the gaming world. And
or not,
so
even outside of it, like they're afraid of you know, losing their own jobs to AI.
Exactly.
So they
AI
empathize.
100%. Like AI is just a very sensitive subject to a lot of people out there. And so that's what creates these visceral reactions that we see when things like this get shown off, and it affects the art and things that people are physically doing, and it's their job to do.
And they're rolling this out a little bit too quickly, you know?
Exactly. Especially when you look at it and it's like terrible and you're like, this is what you're laying everybody off for?
Right. That's the other thing is it's especially like we were saying earlier, for the people, those of us who see it that way, who like have that kind of revulsion to it. It's like, I don't want media to look like this. This is so unappealing to me. It's again, like I said, it's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't see it that way because it is something intrinsic. It's like, I can't, it's just like, ugh.
I know.
But also, I think, you know, a lot of the hyper-realism, like direction when it comes to video game art and assets, how the length of time it takes to make those, I think it's kind of also put off people because like the AAA has like, it seems like an average like 10-year like development cycle, and no one's really happy about that either. Like AI is supposed to speed up that process, but obviously it can't be a replacement right now.
Yeah, the hyper real and I know we've talked about this in other contexts before about like JRPGs. There's not a ton of, you know, people pushing for hyper realistic graphics in JRPGs. It's not a genre that we, I think, as an audience tend to feel needs that sort of treatment.
The closest maybe have been like Final Fantasy, like modern Final Fantasy games. Like I wouldn't say they're realistic, but they're more verging on like
definitely
you can see
more
their pores and stuff like that.
More photo-esque, like 15,
but an anime
16.
twist, if you will.
Kind of. 15 feels like a realistic story filtered through anime almost, right? Like and 16 is Game of Thrones, so that's, you know, that's the
and then 7 remakes, like
Yeah, 7
like,
Remake,
I
I
wouldn't
think.
say that they are realistic, but they're verging like more towards that direction.
Yeah, it's anime. Like if you had a dial that was like anime realism, it's like kind of floating in the middle there. They've adjusted it.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, for me personally, like I like the anime aesthetic. I think we're probably all on basically the same page there. Yeah. So like it doesn't bother me if they wanted to just do full anime. Like that was the thing I talked about in a video, or I don't know if it's come out yet. Maybe it's come out by the time this episode drops. But I did a video on my channel about games that were like just need some tweaks and they would be really solid. Mm-hmm. I kind of stretched that a little bit to talk about Loop 8, Summer of Gods, because that is like that's maybe the worst game I've ever played. I hate it so much, but there's enough in the aesthetic. Like it looks like an anime. It looks like you're playing an anime.
Yeah.
It does.
It's the first game that's really
pretty
pulled that off. Like Time and Eternity on the PS3 did a good job of like showing how you could use like full cell animation in game to make it look like an anime. That was pretty good, but this is like the next evolution of that idea. And I would love to see more games do that. And I don't know if AI helps with that. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But like that is something that I would love to see more developers just lean into. Like it's fine to do the realistic, it's fine to do the quasi-real, but like if you're going to go anime, like, you know,
go
all in, turn that knob
like,
all the way.
Yeah, it reminds me like whenever I'm playing a Tales of game, I always get excited when they do, you know, the animated cutscenes. I'm like, oh, this looks so cool. But if you were able to actually manipulate and play those, that'd be next level, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And I think we do have the ability, like the technology to do that now. They could.
Yeah. I mean, it has, what's that one? I can't remember the name of the Dragon Ball Z game, the fighter.
Kakarot? Oh.
No, it's like a
Sparkling Zero?
Sparking Zero?
Before that, it's not 3D fighter. It's like the 2D, like 2D. It's like a 2D, 3D fighter. But it looks like anime. Like you're, like, and it's and you're fighting, so it's like very fast paced and like the graphics are all there.
Like the new Marvel game that they're making, right?
Yeah, but it's like very much like but from an anime perspective.
Yeah.
So it looks exactly like an anime. It's like the fidelity of it is really cool. And the same thing with like Grand Blue Fantasy. I think that one does a really good job of like spinning the anime aesthetic to it and stylization. So yeah, I would love to see more of that.
Yeah, I mean, one interesting thing that Loop 8 does is it restricts the frame rate of the character animations to more closely match an actual anime frame rate. So that's the thing about like a Trails game or Tales, like they are anime aesthetic for sure, cell shaded sometimes even, but like they're still moving at 60 frames per second. It's fluid motion. Yeah. Whereas it was really cool to see the characters move or even just move around in Loop 8. It's like it looks like you're watching an anime. It's crazy, and you're controlling it. The game is garbage. It is so bad. I don't want the fact that I know
there are some defenders out there.
I welcome you to defend it in the comments. I am so mad about that game. I'm so mad at it. And I'll be right up front with you. I only played like 40 minutes before I was like, ugh, and I had to stop. So maybe it gets great at the 60-minute mark. Maybe it gets great. I don't know.
Maybe. I've never played it.
I'm still mad about it. It's been like a year and a half. I just want to say I'm still mad about it. But yeah, it's like such a cool visual presentation. That is art. That is art style, like taking the forefront. I mean, it's got me talking about it, and I hate it. It's got me talking in glowing terms about it, and I absolutely hate that game.
Yeah, it's always been a dream. I think growing up, about liking anime. It's like I was like, man, I would love to play a game that just looked like it.
Yeah, I think that's why I've taken so much to like cell shading too, like in Hades and all those type of games. They're so cool. Not quite anime, but adjacent.
In the ballpark, sure. Yeah, and they age really well.
They do.
I mean, you can look at Dark Cloud 2. It's still not a bad looking game. Like by standards of PS2 era, like it's very good looking.
One of the smartest design choices that they made in that like GameCube era was cell shading. Those games are so timeless in a way that other like 3D games just aren't. It's very, 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 very good.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the crux of it. That's kind of what's at risk if we lose the art, if we lose art style as a as a driving force behind game development, we run the risk of everything just having this AI sheen over it. And I don't know. I mean,
yeah, we've already lost some art styles, right? Like we don't really see the watercolor aesthetic anymore, or rendered like backgrounds and stuff.
true.
Oh, pre-rendered.
Pre-rendered stuff.
I wish we would get that back.
Maybe from time to time in the indie space, but nothing that's like, a major publisher or whatever, which is a bummer because they're not going to get that kind of attention. And I don't know, maybe it's if the audience has moved on from that by and large, or if it's just the companies think the audience has moved on from it. I don't know. I would play the heck out of a, pre-rendered background JRPG. Why not?
That's all I want. I did a whole video about that. It's just, please give it to me. I mean, I know that it was because of hardware limitations, but limit me. Those
limitations, man. We've talked about this before, I think, on this show, but like the limitations that used to exist in like just the physical, what they could put on a disc and on the screen with the processors or whatever of these hardware, the pieces of hardware, it really brought about some really creative solutions to these problems. And we got amazing looking games that still hold up in a lot of ways, even if not from a gameplay perspective or whatever. Like from a visual presentation, they have their own uniqueness to them, their own like charm to them.
Yeah,
I think
and that's the problem.
Another part too of the conversation is we see, I think, a call for, a back to simpler times when it comes to the concept art. That's why we're seeing so much of the pixel art emerge again. And with HD2D, it's just the next level of that. And I do think a lot of JRPG companies, they kind of recognize, okay, our audience probably doesn't want the hyper realistic look, but they feel very nostalgic for that older style. So it's possible it might come back around, like the pixel kind of stuff has, but maybe in a new form.
That's true. I mean, if we look at the resurgence of pixel art in JRPGs, particularly in like the smaller AA releases from Square and other companies,
indie
studios
space
and stuff. If the nostalgia wave moves in a straight line, right? The next thing is the 32-bit. And we are kind of starting to see some of that.
I want that so bad.
Maybe not as much in the JRPG space, but like in the indie horror space. Like you got Crow Country, Fear the Spotlight is another like 32-bit coded game.
Yeah.
And I'm all here for that. I love that. There's a lot of representation of that style in particularly the horror space. So I will be curious, hopeful, fingers crossed that it translates over to JRPG.
I think we're getting also more waves of like, Game Boy Advanced era. Like, they just released Leaf Green, Fire Red. So I feel like there's demand for that kind of look.
Yeah. I think it's going to determine like the popularity of like the generations. Cause like right now we're, catering games to like a lot of like our generation, like millennials and stuff like that. Yeah. And then you're slowly going to start to hit like Gen Z where they, they loved, maybe late
DS
PS1,
stuff.
PS2, DS, like GameCube, especially like that kind of aesthetic. So like, we'll maybe start to see that generate more games in that style. Maybe.
What happened?
I don't know. It's still early.
We fried ourselves with AI.
I think. Yeah, I feel like we ran through it. Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, like I think that's where in the JRPG space is like we appreciate artistic designs, specifically like very different styles. And we've kind of grown up.
Ones,
yeah, we have very diverse styles where like I think a lot of modern gaming, like a lot of people who growing up now see like games like whatever Sony's third party like action adventure games are. They're like all kind of look the same. They all have the general same style of graphics.
Kind of a gritty realism, yeah.
Exactly. And so like for us growing up, like we've just very, very different experiences depending on whether they're played on the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, PS1, Xbox, whatever it is. Like, we just experienced so many different things because companies kind of had different styling depending on the hardware that they used.
Right.
In the rapid,
exactly
turnover of various consoles and advances in hardware.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
exactly.
there's a homogeneity to everything where
It really is.
they're aiming for it's got to run on the Switch too. You know what I mean? Whatever is the most popular console right now. So
Yep.
we can't do anything that's like specific to. I mean, it's certainly not specific to like weird PC hardware, right? You have to kind of aim for a general console.
Yeah. The Switch 2 is powerful
audience.
enough, I think, to do most
Yeah.
art styles, but I don't think it could maybe necessarily handle all of the hyper realism.
Maybe not at the highest levels.
Not the
without
highest level.
without software assistance.
It can still
but,
run them
like,
probably, just not
Yeah.
as advanced maybe as like PC.
But
or
I
something.
think, but I actually think
Maybe
more.
do.
I mean more like, you know, looking at a DS game versus a PlayStation 2 game, right? Like there was such a vast difference in terms of what the machines could do.
Yeah.
So they weren't trying to make a game that would run on the DS as well as the PS2. They would make different games for different hardware
Yep.
because they had different capabilities and the audience was expecting different things. It's like now everything is kind of, like I said, there's a homogeneity to it where it's just like it will go on anything. So it doesn't really, there's no unique styles based on the hardware
sure.
you're using. So, which I don't know. I mean, you could say that's a bad thing. You could also say it's a good thing in that any hardware is capable of producing any style now. So I guess depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, I
It
know
could be
that
good or
it
bad.
kind of goes back to like, should there be exclusives or not? I don't know. I feel like the loss of exclusives has been a little bit of a detriment to gaming.
I think it goes hand in hand with the like smoothing over of every piece of hardware into a basically identical thing. Because in my mind, the argument about exclusives works better when hardware had different capabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they're all the same, it's kind of like, you know, you could produce this game that's on the Switch 2. You could also put it on, you know, the PC. Or
But then you just
could put it on
question,
the
why do we have
PS5.
so many options if they all do the same thing?
Exactly. And that's what I.
Which I don't know
I've
is
been
good
saying.
either. I think competition is healthy, and what we're
That's
talking
what I've
about
been
sparks
saying
creativity.
for years is like, at this point, like I want video games to be like movies where it's like you don't have to have a specific box that plays them, right? Because let the creativity happen in the creation of the game. It shouldn't be tied to the console, but that's a whole other story.
That's another thing.
That's like remnants of like the console wars. I think we're still not like fully,
Right.
you know, separated from that perspective. It's not
Yeah.
been
Look online,
long
definitely
enough.
not.
No, exactly.
No.
There's still a lot of like aggressive opinions on that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Nintendo is, you know, definitely is not a person, like not an entity that likes to give away its IPs for
Yeah, they're definitely the one that's holding down exclusives right now.
yeah. Sony's a
Yeah.
bit more, I don't know. Like
They're
Sony's like the
pulling
mid
back.
voice, like is in the mid. Like
They're pulling back on their PC releases.
Well, supposedly.
so well,
Yeah,
because
they
I
said
think what they're doing
they're
There's also been
de-emphasizing.
like rumors that they'll have their own proprietary PC sort of launch.
I think they're going to do that because, like, the only reason they're pulling out of Steam is because the future of Xbox is supposed to be able to run Steam games, and they don't want PlayStation games on the Xbox.
That's all.
They're very much
the
against that.
speculation right now. Yeah.
Exactly, and so there's always been rumors of like Sony wanting to do their own proprietary like you know launcher
Like,
on the PC.
yeah.
Like it's been going on for like the last I don't know how many years now. So now it's just become more a resurgence to that because of their decision. And then they also like announced that they're kind of streamlining software across all systems, which you know the state of the PS3.
I know they
online
keep
store.
talking about PS3, but
I know because there was a new
being able
upgrade,
to run.
update on that. So they might be closing it down soon. Who knows?
yeah.
I know this is off topic from our art style thing, but I just want to say that if Sony put out a Steam-like launcher on PC and they had a store full of like all of the PlayStation games, I'd be on board with that. Give me access to the entire back catalog of Sony published or exclusive.
That's what Microsoft
PlayStation
should have
games.
done with theirs. They should have put Xbox titles on there that's exclusive. And
I think they're
that would
doing
have more
that.
use.
There's
Are
rumors
they going
that
to put Lost Odyssey on there? I don't know.
there's a rumor that like
If it's so, I'll buy it.
They're with the new Xbox and them kind of unifying with PC gaming. They're going to have a whole and they like announced also that they're going to be doing like an upgrade to how Xbox runs on a PC in general. Right. There's going to be a whole new launcher for Xbox that you can run on your, like you have it on your PC. And their goal is to get things, they have like a new team that they're spilling up for, I guess, getting games from Xbox 360 era all the way up, try to get them working on a PC. So like there's rumors of that happening with Xbox. The one thing I don't like, happens.
Yeah.
Like Brandon, I do agree. Like having a PS launcher is cool and all, but I also hate having like 5 launchers that I have to, or like
I don't like that either. But if they have more of their legacy titles on there, because I think that's been the issue right now for so many of these consoles. Like I think Xbox is maybe the exception because they've been pretty good with their legacy titles, but PlayStation, Nintendo, they've been kind of just piecemealing it to you guys or us. Like you can have this game, kind of. Yeah. It's not that great of a port, but you can have it.
It's super opaque too how they decide what games to put out, Like on Mario Day, I think everybody expected like Mario Sunshine to come out on the GameCube for Switch 2, and nope. Like so it seems very strange how they choose to do it. I don't know. They announced
Yoshi.
Curious.
More details about Yoshi.
Whatever
it was.
Book of I don't know.
Book of something.
Book of something.
That has a unique art style. Bringing it back.
It does.
Brought it back to art.
That's true.
Yoshi's good at that.
I love the
like
yarn
the Yoshi
stuff.
games.
The crafts.
Yeah.
I
the craft
like
and
that.
the yarn. Yeah.
It reminds me also, we were talking about PlayStation, the Little Big Planet kind of aesthetic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
I missed that.
Bring that back.
Tearaway on the Vita was also similar.
The Kirby yarn game too.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby yarn.
Stuff
yarn
again.
game.
I think there's a huge audience for that.
Yeah.
I
think because those I think generally are popular, especially amongst like the cozy gamers and things like that, because it's got cozy vibes. And they should make
a Pokemon game like that. If it's sell like hotcakes like Pokepia.
Yarn
that
Pokemon.
Would be cool.
Get DLSS 5 on that, and you'd be able to see all the fraying fibers on the yarn. It would be just amazing.
Let's do it.
It would be beautiful.
I did see someone do a picture of Kirby with DLSS 5 on, and it was terrifying.
I saw that you saw the Pac-Man one, I'm sure, too, right?
Yes,
that was deeply unsettling.
Very much.
Show Kirby's feet. I think we'll be okay.
No, they showed it.
I don't feel like Kirby should. I don't feel like Kirby should have feet. I know that he does, but like they're so de-emphasized, and I don't know. I feel weird about Kirby having feet.
Just like his toes wiggling.
Something you just ignore. Something you just ignore.
Just like
normally
Kirby
he's running so fast that they're just a little blur. That's fine. I don't know.
I'm here for the Kirby feet pics.
I'm not trying to foot shame him or anything, but like I don't know. He's a good little guy though.
He is. He's a good guy.
A nice little pink blob.
Yeah.
But yeah, realistic versus creativity in JRPG space. I think, we've talked about it.
I think you lose stuff if you try to go more realism.
Yeah. Like I see that there's a merit to like realism, and I think it could be done, on occasion.
Yeah, it's like an interactive movie. I think that's kind of cool. But also, I don't know how many of those we need.
Yeah. Like if it became the standard, that would be very boring.
But I guess that's also saying like movies are boring if you just have realism because it's people. But there are ways that they've differentiated movies and like art style, like whether it's the the lux that they put onto it, like the film kind of graininess, the cinematography, what cameras they use. They could also do that, I guess, in gaming, but I don't know. I feel like you're kind of losing the plot if you're going to take so much development time to create that.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Brandon and I were talking about with like Netflix movies and shows, is how like how they just like look too like they look so hyper like fidelity, like they just look so like they lose all the grain. It's like so
they
good
look
looking.
immaculate. They look immaculate, and that's unsettling. It's similar to the AI thing where it's like something about that man just does not feel right in my soul.
Though, I did just finish One Piece season 2. I don't think the live action had that weird Netflixness to it.
No, the live action One Piece is very like artistically stylish.
I think they don't go with that one.
Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had Oda. Oda's like,
I don't know if he had any decision
probably
about
nothing.
the camera stuff or how they render it. But he's at least helped
design,
with the decisions of what to include, and
it's definitely more of an art forward series than a lot of stuff that they put. I mean, a broken clock is right price a day, so they're gonna do it, but they're gonna accidentally
every once in a while
pull it off every now and then.
I just want to talk about One Piece on our podcast.
I was just telling Jen last night. I was just telling Jen last night. I was like, oh yeah, I found out that the second season of that's out. Somehow I wasn't aware. I don't know, so I got to watch that.
You should watch it. It's good.
Yeah, I'm going to start over from the beginning though because it's been like 2 years since the first.
Yeah,
season,
well, there's only 8 episodes per season. You should go through it.
Yeah, it's pretty fast to get through.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like we've pretty well covered the topic. Is there any other aspect of it that we haven't?
Not that comes to mind, but if anyone else wants to comment on what else we could elaborate on in a future episode, we're all ears.
Let us know.
But let's talk about some games we're playing.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Ooh, yeah. What are you guys playing?
I'll tell you what I'm playing.
Yeah.
You can go first.
This is coming out Wednesday, so I can say that I just got done playing Ariana and the Elder Codex.
Oh yeah.
From Idea Factory. It comes out Tuesday. It was yesterday.
New action RPG, right?
Yeah, action RPG, 2D action platformer kind of deal.
Sort of like Metroidvania, but not quite. Right?
Yeah, sort of like a Hollow Knight, but not quite. I feel like any game like that is probably going to be compared to Hollow Knight, so I brought it up in my review. It's very different. Like they have very different goals, and I would say that Ariana definitely is more my preference when it comes to the two styles. I bounced off of Hollow Knight. I tried a couple times to play it.
Right.
Couldn't get into it.
I'm curious how it takes you. I'm actually going to be streaming it when their episode goes live when it comes out.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it's much more like wordy in terms of there's a like story forward kind of presentation versus like the subdued kind of in the background storytelling, which I like in Souls games, but for some reason I just didn't get far enough into Hollow Knight for it to grab me, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun to play, which I was glad. You get a lot of you can learn a lot of different magic spells, and they're all so different from each other that you can really put together a loadout. You can have up to 6 equipped at a time, I think. Have a really kind of interesting loadout that makes combat a lot of fun. So
I hear there's a difficulty spike. Did you encounter
there
that?
is a difficulty spike. The game is divided up into 7. There's these 7 codices that you have to dive into, and those are the different levels. There's the 4 elemental codices, and then there's 3 phenomena codices that you can do. The phenomena codices is where the difficulty really jumps, and the bosses in particular from then on get
beefy,
hard. Yeah, but if you just keep in mind like the basic elemental rules that we've learned playing JRPGs are
Pokemon.
lives. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you're fighting a lightning boss, use earth magic on him. You'll be fine. You know, it's like that sort of thing.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, very good. Still making my way through Digimon Storytime Stranger. I don't know. I have no way of knowing what percentage of the way I am through that. I feel like our at this point certainly
know when you see the door, what's being filled out,
what's being filled in, and I'm almost.
But there's some that go a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Towards the back
there's some
end,
you
it
get
goes
2.
fast.
There's some you get like 2 at one time instead of 1.
Yeah.
So I'm probably about halfway through that door, very close.
Okay.
And so our spoiler cast is not going to make this quarter.
It's going to happen in April.
It's going to happen in April.
Yeah.
We did at least have the Trails
Horizon.
Beyond the Horizon spoiler cast this quarter. So,
I don't think it's that bad.
And we won't need to. I'm sure we won't need to delay next quarter's spoiler cast into the following quarter. We'll just have 2 in the second quarter. But that's my bad. It's been so busy, and my time is unfortunately taken up by so many stupid things right now. It's just the time that I'm.
It's giving me time to play the DLC for Digimon. I started that yesterday.
Yeah, you started
It was
that.
actually beefier than I expected.
Oh, really?
I didn't get to the new stuff. I just did the first wave. I was like, oh, this took like 3.5 hours. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. So is it like story content as well as new Digimon?
There's story content.
Oh, cool.
But mostly it's getting access to new Digiforms. But there's
Okay. How do you launch the DLC in that game?
basically you go to the in-between room, the theater, and then you go up the elevator.
Okay, I should play the DLC
Where those
just
high level dungeons are.
Yeah, and then I think I'm going to try to do the side quest, because if you do the knights one, like that's the most impactful one, but it takes a while because you have to gather all the knights, and so I haven't done all the side quests yet.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to try to do that before we do our spoiler cast, so I can talk about it.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Cool.
Yeah. As for me, I just finished Yakuza 0 on stream the other day, and it was everything everyone always talks about. It's great. It's a wonderful game. I liked it a lot. I especially didn't mind. I liked the gameplay too. Like I was a little worried about the action combat and stuff like that. Whether I'm going to get really the beat 'em up style. Like I mean, I love old school beat 'em up games, but I wasn't sure if I was just going to get into this. Yeah, a lot better than I thought. I really like the variety in fighting styles. There are some like situations where I got really frustrated with like these battles that were getting, but then that was probably me just not using the mechanics perfectly, because sometimes I don't game as well.
I do appreciate that in games when it's not unfair. Like that's how I felt about Ariana with the difficulty spikes. It's like it never felt unfair. I was always like, okay, I see that I need to adjust my strategy, and I like that. That makes me feel. It makes you feel better when you achieve it.
Exactly.
I guess it's kind of like Souls-like games tend to be like that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not like it's a hard game. Like I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever died in the game. So like it's not a difficult game. It's just like there's some like battle sequences that are a little frustrating.
It's really frustrating, yeah.
Yeah, like because there's so many like people coming at you, and if you're not Majima, who has like this breakdancing style like battle style that can like helicopter kick everybody.
Yeah.
It can be Kiryu's not as good as in group battles, but ultimately I think it was such a good game. The main story does a really good job of telling this like really tense like emotional journey, and then in between that you're helping like BDSM like dungeons and all these other weird things. So
doing
like
the goofiest, like most
the
off
weirdest.
The wall
Yes. So like
side
just
quests and stuff. Yeah.
The shifting of tones as you're like doing side quests to the main quest is very fun. Interesting. It's a very interesting experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, I recommend that. I'm excited to play the rest of it, the series now.
Trying to think how long it's been since I played that on the PS4. Maybe it was like 2020, 2019.
Okay.
So maybe I could, if I ever get around to replaying the series, maybe I'll get the director's cut and try that.
That's the version I played.
Because I've only played 0. I played a little bit of 6 just to try it out, and then 0.
Are there substantial changes in the director's cut? Because I do have 0. I was thinking of playing it one of these days and starting my Yakuza journey.
So it has English dubbing, which I think is good for streams. I probably would have played it in Japanese if I was playing it personally by myself, just because of it takes place in Japan and it does all this stuff.
And you're well versed,
and you speak Japanese.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, it's much easier for me. Like I'll enjoy it that way. It does add some extra scenes at the end of the game, which I think were actually kind of cool. There was like one scene especially that has like Kiryu and his best friend Nishiki in a car just like shooting the shit. I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I know. And
was it me?
No, this time I know. I was calling.
I'm leaving it in.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's
I
fine.
think we'll go cable. We'll go cable rules. You get. I think you get 2 or 3. You get 2 or 3 per hour.
See?
Exactly. I was giving Emily like slack about it earlier before this. I was like, we got.
I thought you were going to say it again, and then you're like,
it's like you're pushing it here, buddy.
Yeah. Well, now if I drop one, I might as well drop them all.
Oh, just let it go. Let it fly. No,
but yeah, it's a good time. Other than that, I started Requiem last week as well.
It's fun,
so I'm going to continue it this week on stream, and I was very emotionally drained by the end of that stream. Because it's like I felt so tense the whole way through.
Oh, nice.
Claire stuff is very tense.
Claire, because I
and
predominantly
then when
did
she
Claire
gets to
stuff.
Leon, it's cathartic.
Wait, are you talking about Grace?
Grace, sorry, yeah, Grace.
Claire's from 2, right?
2,
There's
yeah.
some too.
Okay.
It's
So, yeah.
Grace. Yeah.
Grace. Okay.
Grace. So like Grace, in most of this stream that I did was mostly Grace. There was some like little bits of Leon, but for the most part, it was Grace, and it was very tense. And there was a lot of like, it's a lot of fun. Oh my God, this game is incredible.
Isn't it fun?
Yes.
Let me ask you guys this: does the story dictate when you play as who, or do you choose? Okay.
You don't choose.
Okay, so you're flipping back and forth.
You're flipping back and forth because like, the narrative kind of intertwines between them.
I definitely prefer that over the old school Resident Evil.
Same.
Like play through the whole game as Leon. Now play through the whole game as Claire. It's
Yeah,
like,
I think it's
come on.
the interwoven bits that they did. I think were done very well, and also balanced the old school vibes and the newer kind of actiony stuff.
Can you choose first person or third person?
Yes.
For either character. Like they
so which
recommend
did you do most?
Grace to do first person, and then Leon third, but I did third person for everyone.
Okay.
I've so far done third person for everybody. I'm wondering, try first person for Grace.
Yeah. I love, so the games that got me into Resident Evil were 7 and 8. Well, 7 in particular.
Really? Okay.
So I'm really drawn to the first person. So I'm glad you at least have the option. That was the thing in Resident Evil 3 remake. It starts out in first person. And I was like, oh, do I have the option at least of being in first person the whole time? No, it's just the very beginning. And then it's third person the rest of the way. I was like, no. Okay.
I feel like first person as Grace would be a lot more intense.
It is more
just
intense.
because
I tried it a bit, but also people get motion sickness, so just also
true.
careful.
Yeah,
I was actually doing that on stream, and then someone was commenting, "Oh, can you change to third? I'm getting motion sick just watching you." I'm like, okay,
Yeah, because there's no focal point. Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe I won't switch to first person.
Like, I think there are things that you could tweak with the motion blur and stuff, but I think it's still people were thinking it was a little bit too much for them.
Too much. Yeah,
I was fine actually. I was surprised how fine. I'm usually very sensitive.
Yeah, it's very spooky. Brandon, you would love it. Like the aesthetic is great. It's the character, like the things that you have
There's
to.
cool callbacks too. You haven't gotten there yet, but there's a lot of cool callbacks.
Okay,
I'm excited to play it. I'm bummed. Like this is since 7. This is the first one I haven't picked up like immediately and played, but it's just because I've been so busy. Yeah.
Probably after PAX East.
Hopefully after PAX East. Which, when this is coming out, I guess tomorrow is when PAX East starts. Leaving early Thursday morning. Early.
So if you're
hopefully
at PAX East,
hopefully I get through the TSA, because apparently they don't. They're not open.
Yeah, my brother's supposed to go to Japan today. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Okay. That should be fun.
I hope him well.
Yeah.
I've seen the lines, like pictures and stuff, videos of people like waiting at TSA, and it's disgusting. So I know I'm going to be flying April 1st. So like I hope it's not a joke.
I'm really hoping a random Thursday super early morning flight is like not going to be the busiest time at O'Hare, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, people tend to fly out of places on Thursday, so
don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, Dalla.
And I'm sorry.
Let me hope.
All the working people are flying home on Thursdays usually. But that's usually Thursday afternoon. Well, usually it's because most people travel Monday to Thursday and they'll be back by Friday to work in the office and whatnot.
4 days a week.
4 days, especially if you're like in the consulting or things like that.
The fortunate thing about those people is they are the expert flyers. So they have their stuff
fast.
together. They get through that line.
TSA pre-check. Does that still work?
I don't know.
I was going to sign up for that. We got our appointments, or we could schedule an appointment to go sign up for that. But the past few times I've been to the airport, the TSA pre-check line has been longer than the regular line. And I'm like,
it goes faster though.
I mean,
maybe, but like it didn't seem so when the times that I saw it. But I don't. So I was like, I don't know.
But maybe that's just a Chicago problem.
It could just be a Chicago problem. I don't know.
That's weird because I don't think I've ever had it. Like every time I go, the TSA line is like substantially like 1 or 2 people.
I've seen it maybe one time in my life. It was a lot more.
Yeah. But the nice thing is you don't have to take out like all your, because like I always carry like my tablet, my like nice. Some sort of game, like either like a Switch or like a Steam Deck or something like that. And you have to take out each and individual one if you go through the main.
Yeah. I think I'm going to bring my Steam Deck. Most
not
likely.
Your 3DS Street Pass.
I am going to bring that. I'm probably not going to play it, but I am going to bring it so that I get Street Passes.
Oh, you should. That'd be fun.
but yeah, I got some of those AR glasses so that you can like have the big screen. So I'm going to bring that on the plane and be able to just like sit there.
Which ones did you get?
X-Real.
Oh, the extra ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know how that is.
I love it. Like that. I sit up. That's how I play Digimon now is I'm up on the couch so I can be in comfort, reclining.
Okay.
Jen can be watching TV and I have like the big screen. And the nice thing is you don't need headphones. It just like through the earpieces just goes right into your ear and it blocks out the outside sound really well. It's like, man, this is great.
Future gaming, man.
That is nice.
Future gaming. Yeah. Feel like
That's
a future
such a cool
man.
thing. You are a future man.
Future man.
You're just logged in.
Stick the jack into the back of my head. I'm in.
Right?
It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everybody for joining
I didn't
us.
talk about what games I played.
Oh, I thought you
I'll do
did.
it really quickly.
I thought you
Oh
said
my
Digimon.
God. Brandon.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I thought you were saying
talk about Fatal Frame 2.
Oh, okay. Talk
That
about
was the
Fatal
new
Frame.
game I played
Okay.
on stream and beat. I played it. The first day was pre-patch, and so it was awful. They just gave all the ghosts like a lot of HP, and they would aggro like 1 or 2 times, and it would take like 20 minutes to beat them, especially in the early part of the game before you upgrade your camera.
Yeah.
But they patched it now, and I beat it not after the latest patch, but like one of the patches that helped, and it did help a lot.
That's so
My
strange to me.
I don't get like why
Are you
don't
not
they have
testing your
people
games?
to help test? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Like
get
that
it.
is
I don't
something
get
that
it either.
absolutely would be caught, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be caught?
Unless
hope
they're
so.
just using like experts to do it, but even then, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just going for a brutal gameplay, and then they're just
Well,
like,
it was
okay, maybe
Team Ninja,
everybody hates
but
this.
still,
Yeah.
Team Ninja is known for their brutality.
they are. So maybe they're like, okay, we want our fan base probably wants, our
I don't
audience
know.
needs really hard mode or something. I
Atelier
don't know.
Wrestleriana was not super difficult, and that was also Team Ninja. So.
sure.
But was that pre or post patch?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know they patched it.
I have no idea.
You played it for
But,
review, though, right?
I did.
So,
Yeah.
so
Then
it would have been
it's probably
before.
not.
Before patch. Yeah.
Yeah, before patch.
Yeah. And it was fine. It was not hard.
But that was
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
they worked with Gus too, so that's probably.
I'm mostly kidding.
I know you're. Anyways, I enjoyed it. Like that was my first like actual horror game. I feel
really?
like I played Resident Evil before for a couple of them, like 2, 4 remakes, and then Requiem. That's not like those are not really real horror games, in my opinion. Like they do have
Requiem
horror
is pretty
in them.
horror.
Requiem has, especially in the early bits, more horror elements,
Very,
but
very horror-y.
there's a lot more action that'll happen. But basically, I feel like for Fatal Frame, at least for the Crimson Butterfly sequel, they do a good job of just making you tense the entire time, which I never really felt in a game before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
the
that
Fatal
is
Frame
very
games
weird,
are-
especially on stream, to just be tense the entire time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there was some interesting mechanics with like, the different films you have and filters with your camera. And that helps, with your combating the ghosts. The main thing I had was they just kept doing too many respawns and having really elongated battles that are unnecessary. Like they kind of encourage you just to run past them, which is not what I like to do. I like to just, whenever there's a baddie, in front of me, I want to mow them down. Whether it's with a gun or with my camera.
You heard it from Emily.
They don't want you to, do that in that game. And I just found that made it a little bit, especially towards the last few chapters, just a little bit longer than it needed to be. And by that point, I was just trying to beat the game. Like, okay, it's just there's tension here, but also frustration. Let me just beat this game.
Yeah,
and it was cool. I thought the story was cool. I don't like how the canon ending encourages you just to replay it multiple times to get a different ending. So I think I'm gonna just look those up on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. I also felt like I played the Wii remake of Fatal Frame 2. I haven't played the new one yet.
It's
But
beautiful.
I'm assuming it's much
beautiful.
more like
But it's
the Wii
very
version
similar to the
than
Wii version
original.
here.
Yeah. And I also kind of similarly felt near the end. I was like, okay, like I feel like the
get it.
pacing is a little off. Like should have probably wrapped up by now, but it's still very good.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like Resident Evil is kind of like an action horror,
Especially
whereas-
like the modern ones.
yeah, and with a couple of exceptions. I would say Resident Evil 7 is straight up horror.
like
I hear that one's hard. Or
7 is straight
scary.
up horror. It's
I
just
should
like
try that.
freaked the hell out of me.
it is genuinely
Scary.
like I played it on PlayStation VR, so that was like an additional layer of like,
Oh God.
I had nightmares about playing the game before I played it, guys. I was like so worked up to
man.
play it. I had nightmares about it before I played it. Finally, I made myself play the demo, and I was like, yeah, this is really scary, but like, okay, it's like your imagination is so much grander than anything that's real. So once I made myself play the demo, I was like, okay, I can do it.
I wonder how I would react, because I don't think I get that freaked out. I don't like things following me, but that's about it. Like chasing me.
You get that like shivers up your spine, like, oh, something's coming, like, oh.
Okay. They just did good with the audio,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and stuff.
That would be cool, because like I played 7 normally, like not VR, but I can imagine VR that game is so scary just playing it with a screen in front of you rather than
the
being
full
like,
the full immersion is like
horrifying to me. Yeah.
But anyway, video games.
Just wanted to mention that one.
Video games.
Well, you deserve your turn.
Yeah.
I was just interjecting with you guys because I was also playing the ones you mentioned.
It's true.
Yep.
But yes,
Love video games.
And I hope you guys too. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all of you.
We do. Thanks especially to our members that keep the lights on. We love and appreciate all y'all. And hope you will, if you are a Pursuer Plus, stick around for the after show. We're going to after show it up.
Pursuer and Pursuer Plus.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, Pursuer and Pursuer Plus. And the nomenclature is all messed up in my head.
I know. It's okay.
Hang out and watch. It'll be fun.
Hang out.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Got to stop this. Got to stop this right now.
I can't.